Why do they do this? When I was given the prompt to do a printmaking assignment, a printmaking minor, to do a printmaking assignment that could be turned into sculpture or just more than printmaking traditionally on paper, I was for sure going to do that one. So I started thinking about making a quilt. I wanted to make a quilt for a while. I've always thought of quilt as sculpture, because it's just so much more than like a flat piece of fabric just hanging in the wind. It's not a tapestry. It's not, I don't know, it's more. I'm not good at using words and I'm not good at making them up. So I decided to, it's like I'm good at images. I'm good at imagery and symbolizing and things of that nature. So I decided to make a quilt with that would tell a story in the fabric. But all my subjects that I'd write about probably wouldn't be for children. And I was like, well, where am I going with this? What should I do? And then I thought about making a cloth book, like a fabric quilted book, like children's book, that was going to be about what children should do when they have a parent in prison. Because my dad went to prison when I was young. He spent about a decade there. And there was no formal sit down. There was no like, hello, this is how you deal with this. Here's the book on this. Or like, here's a list of famous people who have also gone through this. Or anything like that. I don't think there were a lot of shows or movies or anything about it either. So I was like, how can I reach children and teach them in a way with little words that it's normal and it's okay. One fabric that I made 3 different fabrics. One fabric pattern was the situation that got my father into jail. Another fabric was like, I don't know, chaos that takes place in certain households. And then my third fabric was ways to communicate with that person once they're in jail. And I thought that was a nice way to like tell a story, but not have to have any words, and not really have to say anything. And I think I do want to eventually expand on this and make it universal to like many types of kids in this situation. But for now, I just took it like from a personal point of view. So this one is like chaotic environments. This one is the jail situation. And then this one is the communication one. So yeah, I divide them into categories kind of like to tell a story. I wanted to choose a color palette that was very childlike because I wanted this to be, I think a way it was explained is like talking about a rough subject, but in a way that's palatable. Okay, here's my idea. I was like, okay, let's simplify what communication and all these like parts of my story are. So when I simplified them into just like a story, I was like, okay, there's life, the life that involves a parent going to prison, the situation, and then the solution, which is communication, or the ways you can communicate with someone in that situation. So I was like, how can I simplify these into images that are easy to understand? So I was like, all right, well, I mean, some of them are personal, so it wouldn't be understood, but like an easy message, hopefully. That's why I made it in this project in a quilt form, because quilts are comforting. It's like, it's not a new concept that blanket or something that's handmade and homemade is comforting to people, especially fabric. Fabric itself is such a comforting medium. So I wanted to bring comfort to people who are in the situation. This is the first time I've ever made a quilt, so I think I feel very comfortable, but I'm excited to go so much further. I feel more comfortable in my sewing abilities, in my printing abilities, in my, I don't know if conceptual abilities is the right word, my tactical abilities. I had to do math. I had to like really think in my brain about how this would lay out in the future. Then you have a quilt and it's all done and it's beautiful.